As if SwitchBot didn't already have a ton of awesome products out there already for your smart home, they've just released a new one. This is the SwitchBot Blind Tilt. This is going to give you the ability to open and close your blinds through several different ways. You can either set up a schedule, you can set it up through home automation, you can use some of their other devices like their temperature control or even their smart remote to automate all of this stuff for opening and closing. That is what we're going to be talking about in today's video. So with that said, let's get started. Hey everybody, welcome back to another video. So the SwitchBot Blind and Tilt says that it's going to give us more control over natural light, which is something that I appreciate. I was thinking about it. I've got 6 windows in my bedroom right now. None of them I really open up the blinds for. It's pretty always dark in there and dingy, and on the rare occasion that we do open up all the blinds, we think like, wow, this is a nice bright room. Look how bright it is. The sun's in here, it looks great, but the reality is I just don't take the time to open those. So having the ability to have these blinds automatically open and close themselves, I think was a pretty awesome thing. So SwitchBot did send this product out for me to review and test. They are sponsoring this video, so thank you to SwitchBot for doing that. But I actually installed one of these yesterday, and I gotta say, I am pretty impressed with it. Now, before we get started, don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on future videos like this one. And with that said, let's take a look at some of the features this thing offers. So right off the bat, we see not only is it going to work in the SwitchBot ecosystem, but it also works in all the other major ecosystems. Amazon Alexa, Google Assistant, Siri shortcuts, IFTTT, SmartThings, lots of options right there. And what I love seeing down here at the bottom is that it includes a solar panel. So that is included in the box. Love seeing that. Taking a look at the side here, easy to set up. Yes, I can confirm that. Super compatible. There are different size options here depending on which rod you have. An effective way to adjust natural light. Long lasting use. This does have a 2000 milliamp battery inside of the device, and then we've got the solar panel to keep it charged up. We have adjustable up to 2 degrees. So you can go 2 degrees at a time when you're adjusting this thing. Super cool right there. There are a couple ways to set this up. You can pair it up directly with one of the remotes. So I have a remote right here that you can pair this thing up with, use this remote to open and close the blinds, or you can set it up with things like the Hub Mini, also maybe using something like their meter here that is going to detect the temperature. So you can set it at when it gets too hot, close those blinds so you don't have to do that. Using voice commands, you can set it up with the major voice assistants out there. We've got Amazon, Google, and Apple. Now there are a couple other features that I wanted to mention. Now this device that is just coming out right now, there are some features that aren't available to me right now. They're not going to be available until December, but that is going to be things like using the light sensor that is built into the solar panel. It's also got performance mode and silent mode. We've also got things like compatibility with IFTTT, and also using the Amazon voice assistant to request certain percentages. So adjust down 30%, adjust up 30%, different things like that. Also, Home Assistant's API release. Those are all features that are not going to be pushed out until their December update. So things that I am not going to be able to test in those videos, but I wanted to mention those to you because those are future features that will become available. All right, now that we know what features are available with this device, let's go ahead and take a look at what comes in the box and then test it out. All right, here is everything that comes in the box. Let's get it all together here. We have got our blind tilt itself right here. So it is USB-C here up on the top. We've got our 2000 milliamp battery inside of here. Got a reset button on the bottom. This here just lifts up and that opens up. We got our gear in there that is going to turn everything. We'll set that off to the side. Let's see here. We've got our cog right here, which is going to fit inside there to turn. We have got all of our different sizes. Let's find them all. We've got 3 different sizes. So depending on the size rod that you have, you're going to pick the appropriate size. Here is your measuring device for figuring that out. We have got screws and anchors if you do need those. But the good thing about this is that we've just got double-sided sticky tape on all this stuff right here. So essentially, you're just going to stick this up on the top. The cable is going to loop through right here, and that is going to hold it in place because this does lock down. If we take a look, here is the solar panel. We've got sticky on here, and there is going to be our light sensor. But this is the end that is going to plug in. So we're just going to plug that in right here. So I have it plugged in right there, and look, it's on the dot, and then we're just going to turn it to lock it into place. So now it's locked into place. It is not going to come out, so it can hang without you having to worry about the cable coming out right there. We also have an additional charging cable if you do need that. We've got a pin here for resetting if you do need to reset it on the bottom. We've got our instruction guide right there too. All right, I think that is everything that comes in the box. I'm gonna go ahead and get it set it up, and then let's test it out. Now that I'm ready to install this device, I have a problem. I don't have any window blinds that have rods for me to install this thing. So I'm gonna have to make a trip to my parents' house. We're gonna head over there. We are going to install their blinds. I do have some concerns with installing brand new tech on blinds that are so old. These blinds have been in the house since my parents have been there. They are over 30 years old. They are still the mini blinds that are made of metal. They probably don't even make mini blinds of metal anymore, but we're gonna go over there and test this brand new device out on mini blinds that are 30 plus years old. Wish me luck. Now, looking at these blinds, I'm a bit concerned with the setup because the bracket that's holding the blinds in is very close to the rod. So I'm not sure if I can get this blind tilt device to actually even set up, because if I'm gonna stick this little loop there, it's not going to be on a completely flush surface. Thankfully, the sticky pad on the back of this thing is incredibly strong. So even though it is not on a completely flush surface, it held on great, so I was able to get that stuck up there. Setting up the rest of this device was super easy too. We're gonna choose the red adapter, add on the gear coupling, and then attach the unit. It is that simple. All right, we've got the app loaded up right here. I'm gonna go ahead and click on the plus sign up in the top right corner. We're just gonna select on the blind tilt down below there. So I'm gonna go ahead and we're gonna push the button down here for 2 seconds, and we're gonna wait for the light to start flashing. All right, we see it flashing. I'm gonna click on next. We got the device name here. We're gonna go ahead and pick a room. Living room is good for me. Click on next again. And then I selected the video guide. Clicking on the video guide just gave me a 3-minute walkthrough of everything that I needed to do. It made it super simple for setting this thing up and knowing everything that I needed to do. Okay, so now that I have it installed, let's go ahead and test it out. So these are what the features in the app look like. If we take a look at the top, we can see that the blinds are fully open. It is cloudy outside, and we see that we have a 63% battery already set up on this device right here. Now, what I can do if I want to adjust the blinds is that there is a bar up and down that I can just drag my finger up and down to see what it is going to look like to close these things. I'm gonna go ahead and we're gonna say, whoops, we went a little past fully open, but we've got some quick launches down below there. We can go close down, we can do fully open, and we can say close up. So I'm gonna go ahead and click on fully open. Okay, so if we scroll below that, we have got customized actions. These are gonna be pre-programmed ones that we can set up. So these are customizable. You can adjust those to whatever you want. And then we've also got different things like light settings, delays, schedules. So what I did for my schedule is that I actually set up 3 different schedules essentially. So at 8 a.m., we're going to open to 30% down. Then we've got fully open at noon, and then at 4 p.m., it is going to fully close the blinds. So those are the different schedules that I have set up. You can obviously adjust these however you want to. I have that happening every single day. And then if we back out and go up to the settings up here, we've got a few more different things. Now, I will say that some of these things can only be performed when you're in Bluetooth range. So do keep that in mind. Because I'm not in Bluetooth range right now, I'm not gonna have the option for motion mode, recalibrating, customize actions. I can't adjust those unless I am there present with the blinds. Now, a cool thing about these blinds too is that you can actually group up to 8 blinds together. So you can group 8 of these different devices together to control them all at the same time. That way you don't have to set up individual schedules or individual things for every single one of these. You can just group them together, set one setting, and it's going to control all of them together, which is really convenient. So that is the SwitchBot blind tilt. We saw that we can set up different schedules to do different things at different times. We can also set it up with one of these remotes here, push a button to open, push a button to close. That's going to be really convenient if you have windows with blinds that are really high up and maybe you can't reach them up there. And it's got that solar panel, so you don't have to worry about, oh, I'm gonna have to recharge that battery after a few months or anything like that. It's got the solar panel that is going to keep that topped off. You can also set up different automations. Maybe you have one of the SwitchBot meters here that is going to tell you the temperature of the room. You can have your blinds fully open to get that light in, but maybe it's a hot summer and it starts really baking up that room. You can say when it goes over 80 degrees to close all the blinds that have these devices. Super cool and convenient. I think it's an amazing product. I was very happy to see that it worked on my parents' blinds that are so old, because I even have trouble opening and closing those blinds without this thing installed. And remember, you can use this with your voice assistant. Computer, open the SwitchBot blinds.
Okay.
One other thing that I wanted to mention too is that you can easily just go over and turn the blinds yourself. So with this thing set up there, it's only engaged when it is physically turning the blinds. So if right now you say adjust it to being closed or being open, that's the only time it is actually using the motor inside. When it's not using the motor inside, you can just walk over and just manually turn it yourself. So you don't have to be super reliant on this and think like, oh, well, now I can never touch that rod anymore that I have this installed. That's not the case. You can still walk over there and turn them manually if you want to. That was something that my parents asked about, and they were really happy that they can still go over there and adjust them how they want without having to dive into the app or anything like that. So if this is a product you are interested in, there is going to be a link below to the Kickstarter campaign. Go over there and check it out. If this video is helpful, give it a thumbs up. Let me know that you liked it. As always, don't forget to subscribe for more content like this, and I will see you guys in the next video.